All right, this is Nucleus number 1. This box houses, this has one of the original queens I had, the green dot queen. Let's see how good our original queen is doing. We moved her in this box because it looked as though her laying pattern become very spotty. So we moved her into this box instead of replacing her because she's a this year queen, first queen for me ever. So we wanted to make sure that it was hive conditions and not queen condition. So we moved her in here to see what her conditions would be for laying. I see eggs through there. I see larvae through here. All different stages of larvae. Same thing on this one, all different stages of larvae. And there's our green dot queen right there. So she's doing a very good job. We'll keep an eye on her. Yeah, eggs all over this side. I don't know why they keep drawing out this wonky comb. I keep pressing it down. I keep pressing it down, hoping they would fix this. All right. They're drawing this side out pretty good. They're drawing that side out pretty good. Haven't started on this side. Drawing this side out pretty good. Couple of little All right, see if we can get them to draw this out a little bit better, straighter. All right, this queen is doing good. We'll put them back together. Give them another jar to help stimulate them into drawing out comb. All right, this is hive number 1. All right, let's take a peek in hive number 1 and see how this queen is doing. This is the very first hive I ever did a split that we had a queen raised from this hive. They raised their own queen. They've started drawing out on this side. Got different stages of larvae and a good sheet of brood on that side. Have eggs and different stages of larvae on this side. Good sheet of brood on that side. Different stages of larvae and eggs on this frame. Good sheet of brood on this side. They've started drawing out a little bit on this side. All right, let's go to the bottom deep. Let us see how we are doing. They've started drawing a little bit on that side. Capped over brood, different stages of larva, bee bred. Eggs. There's a queen cup right here. Doesn't look like there's anything in it. But there's eggs in different stages of larva on this frame. Bee bred, different stages of larva. Good sheet of capped over brood. And there is our queen right here on the right side, your left side, on the edge of the frame. Let her get back in the middle of the frame and then I'll put it back in. Here we go. There she goes. Okay. So they are drawing out the frames. They're doing good. So let's put this back together. And that propolis is some very sticky stuff. Yes, it is. Center these frames back up. This is the Bravo hive, or hive number 2. I forgot we were renaming our hives. There's a feeding system. I actually picked this up from David Burns up in Illinois, and I really like it so far. If you don't want to disturb the hive, you can just swap the feed jars out without having to worry about bees getting everywhere. It has 2 slots for the quart mason jars and 1 slot for a pollen patty if you prefer to use pollen patties, or as a supplement if you want to use the pollen patties, it's there. You peel the one side off, you press it down through the 1/8 inch hardware cloth so the bees can have access to it. All right, let's look at hive number 2. Let's see how this queen is doing. All right, they haven't started drawing out that side yet. This side, they've got it drawn out some with nectar stored in it. Good sheet of capped over brood. Another good sheet of capped over brood. Again, right here in the middle, there's another queen cup. There's nothing in it. If anybody has any suggestions on how to clean the propolis off your gloves to make the inspections a little easier, because everything is so sticky, and as a new beekeeper I haven't ran across the secret on how to reduce the amount of stickiness in the glove. Tips and tricks, I know they're out there. Different stages of larva all through here. Eggs, different stages of larva all through here. This is another one of my original hives that I ended up splitting because they had swarm cells all over it. This hive did raise their own queen. And she appears to be doing really well. Larvae all through this frame. Bee bred larva on this frame. Nectar in the middle of this frame. There's eggs in the cells that don't have the larva or the nectar in it. Larvae all over the backside of this frame. That's a good sheet of capped over brood. Another good sheet of capped over brood, and there's my queen right in the middle. This is the second queen that I've locally raised, and a couple of weeks ago I did this hive and hive number 1, and I marked those queens. First time I've ever marked a queen. Talk about nervous as a new beekeeper. Holy cow. I posted that video a couple weeks ago too for the new beekeeper. I used the one-handed marking tool. Well, I've seen the queen, the rest of these frames capped over brood, capped over honey. They're pulling everything out quite nicely. So we're just going to put everything together and let her go about her business, because she's doing a good job. All right, let's center these frames up, tighten them against each other. This is hive number 3. This hive was very unsuccessful with raising their own queen. So I bought a queen and introduced her to this hive 3 weeks ago, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks. We'll look in and see if we can find her. Or at least signs that she is in here still. And there she is right off the bat, right in the middle of the frame. And she is doing a good job. Wow. I hate to put her back in up against the wall. We will put her out here for a second. Take this frame out, and I may swap these frames just to make sure that I get her in there safely. Bee bread, lots of bee bread on that frame. Let's go all the way to the other side. Pull this frame out. Yeah, there's nothing on that frame. We'll put our queen. There she is on the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and put her in here. Watch her all the way down. Make sure we do not hurt her. She's right in the middle of the frame. Put her up against that frame. Now we know our queen is safe. All right, look at a couple more frames. Capped over brood, eggs, larva. Yeah, this queen is doing great. Capped over brood, different stages of larva, eggs. Same thing here. They're drawing those out. Good. Drawing this out nicely. Starting to draw this side out nicely. This is hive number 4. This is one, I bought 3 queens because I had 3 hives that didn't make their own queen. So I bought 3 queens to introduce to the hives. This is one of the 3. And if I'm not mistaken, this hive did not like the introduced queen that I gave them. There was a lot of queen cells in this one, and I think I found the actual queen out in the middle of the bee yard, dead. last weekend. So I think they got rid of this queen. So we're just gonna look through real quick. She should have emerged out a couple weeks ago. And she should be going on a mating flight anytime now. I really don't expect to see any signs that she's in here. I'm just gonna take a quick peek, just to kind of see. Maybe I'll be surprised. I doubt it, but there's a chance. Pulling the comb out and storing nectar in it. Same thing here. I have noticed with these frames that when they draw this comb out, if they don't draw the combs out evenly, they'll draw this frame out so deep that it goes into the other frame and there's no room for it to draw out. So I need to figure out a way to remove this excess comb, whether it's cut it off and give them time to cap that over, or start drawing the other one out, or manipulate these frames. If anybody has any ideas of how I can reduce this comb to give them room on the other frames to draw out, I would sure like to have that. I see a couple of queen cells, queen cups with nothing in them. These cells are polished, waiting for a new queen. I haven't seen any eggs. So if those queen cells emerged, then the queen hadn't mated yet, so we'll just close this up and give her time to go out on a mating flight. She may be on a mating flight now. So let's close this up. And this propolis on my gloves is sticking to everything. This is hive number 5. This is the 3rd queen that I bought to introduce to my colonies that didn't have a queen, or wasn't successful in raising a queen from a walkaway split. Let's see how good this queen's doing. And there's the queen right off the bat again. Capped over brood, eggs, larva. I'm gonna get rid of that cell. Nothing in it. Okay, I'm gonna sit her right here for right now. And I'm gonna pull a frame out over here. So I can do the same thing I did with that other hive. Move all of this to the side. They've got comb stuck to the sidewall. All right, let's find the queen again. There she is on the top. So let's put her back in here, keeping an eye on her, making sure she is good and safe. And there we go. All right, queen is safe. Capped over brood. Capped over brood. Drawn out comb, larva, all different stages. Drawing this frame out nicely. All right, so we're going to put this back together and let that queen go on about her business. This is polished, ready for her to lay in. That's a good looking frame.